Little Sacred Emperor, White Evil. Upon hearing what the young man in white had said, Qing Jing's gaze grew incredibly serious. She knew exactly what the title, Little Sacred Emperor, represented within the extraterritorial clans, as the divine maiden of the Futu divine clan. The strength and status of the Little Sacred Emperor within the extraterritorial clans were almost on par with the clan leaders of any tribe within the primordial divine clan. It's impossible. The Zhou Heavenly Grand Imperial Array cannot be broken in such a short time. Qing Jing gritted her silver teeth and stared at White Evil, speaking in a low voice. The Zhou Heavenly Grand Imperial Array? Are you referring to the formation outside, the one supported by the heavens and earth? White Evil smiled faintly at her words. Since it's supported by the heavens and earth, why not just destroy the heavens and earth? Destroy the heavens and earth. White Evil's words made Qing Jing's heart tremble. She gritted her teeth, swiftly shifting her hand seals. White Evil, however, made no attempt to stop her. Swish. As Qing Jing changed her hand seals, the surrounding heavens and earth rapidly retreated. After just a few moments, the massive Futu Divine Tower vanished, revealing the figures of Qing Jing and Xun'er, along with the casually indifferent White Evil. After storing the Futu Divine Tower, the black water surging wildly from the earth's chasm began to engulf Qing Jing and Xun'er. Wherever this black water passed, even space itself seemed to be eroded. Upon seeing this, Qing Jing quickly grabbed Xun'er, and the two of them shot upward from the earth's chasm. However, when they emerged, the sight before them made their eyes widen in shock. Where is this? The voice of astonishment came from Qing Jing. What she saw was no longer the vast mountains and rivers, but a vast ocean formed of thick, black water. Everything, including space and the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, had been eroded by the evil aura and black water. This sight caused Qing Jing to doubt whether she had arrived in an extraterritorial world. She clearly remembered that she had just flown out from the Earth's chasm, and that chasm was connected to the Great Thousand Worlds. Quickly, Qing Jing turned her gaze downward. As she had expected, the chasm had been completely filled with black water. However, she now realized that this was not an extraterritorial world, but still the Great Thousand Worlds. These extraterritorial evil demons had used some extreme method to transform this place into a domain of the evil clans. This was why her Zhou Heavenly Grand Imperial Array had failed. Buzz. As Qing Jing and Xun'er soared into the air, numerous figures appeared around them, completely surrounding them. Among them were the three Heavenly Emperors and Sword Monarch from before, as well as another Heavenly Emperor of equal strength to Sword Monarch. Clearly, the extraterritorial clans had mobilized immense power to ambush Qing Jing, even going so far as to turn an area of several million miles into a domain of the evil clans. Well then, what do you think of this scene? White Evil appeared not far away, standing with his hands behind his back, speaking to Qing Jing. You invaders, do you think that your obvious actions will escape the detection of the primordial divine clan and the myriad spirit divine clan? Qing Jing gritted her teeth. Invaders? White Evil smiled upon hearing her, looking around at the surrounding heavens and earth. This is my evil clan's domain. The real invaders are you, aren't they? Humph. You filthy creatures think that by merely changing the heavens and earth a little, you can claim this as your extraterritorial domain? Qing Jing sneered. Then, an extremely terrifying aura erupted, enveloping the area. This was pure spiritual energy. After the transformation of the heavens and earth, Qing Jing knew that it was unlikely she could use the power hidden within this world. The only power she could draw upon was the remnant spiritual energy within her Futu Divine Tower, which had not yet been corrupted. However, this power would gradually diminish with use, as it could not be replenished. Sorry, I've dragged you into this, Qing Jing said to Xun'er as she activated her power. Xun'er, however, shook her head. I'm truly sorry for not being able to help you. The upcoming battle is too dangerous. You should hide in the Futu Divine Tower, Qing Jing urged. You're fighting. I can't just hide, Xun'er said in a low voice. The upcoming battle was extremely dangerous. Even the slightest residual wave could cause Xun'er to fall. No matter what, Jing absolutely could not let Xun'er be harmed in any way. After forcibly pulling Xun'er into the Futu divine tower, Jing flicked his fingers. Spiritual seals shot out from his fingertips, and after absorbing his spiritual energy, they intertwined in the black sky to form a massive golden spiritual formation nearly 100,000 feet in size. Above this gigantic formation, countless golden heavenly dragons were galloping. Boom! The galloping golden dragons transformed into fiery blasts, with their numbers reaching tens of millions. These fiery blasts coiled around the formation and then cascaded down like a waterfall, targeting the 5 heavenly emperors and Xiao below. The speed of the fiery barrage was terrifyingly fast, and wherever it passed, whether space or evil energy, everything was annihilated into nothingness. As the tens of millions of fiery blasts poured down, the massive 100,000-foot spiritual formation rapidly twisted. In just the span of a breath, it transformed into an enormous golden prison, encompassing the 5 heavenly emperors, Xiao, and even Jing. "It's the heaven-refining god-slaying array," Xiao exclaimed. Thousands of years ago, the Futu divine clan's clan leader used this formation to heavily injure one of our little sacred emperors. Looking at the vast golden spiritual formation that surrounded them, Xiao's curiosity did not diminish. He was like a child who had never seen the world, amazed by everything he encountered. Even before this ancient fiendish formation, he showed no signs of fear and instead smiled at Jing. To learn such a legendary formation shows your exceptional talent in spiritual arrays. But with your mere lower heavenly supreme power, do you truly believe you can activate this divine array? Even if you can, how much power can it really unleash? Let me experience this legendary heaven-refining god-slaying array. The sword monarch spoke, stepping forward. No, let her activate the formation. Xiao waved his hand, saying indifferently, "Underestimating the legacy formation of my Futu divine clan." Jing's anger surged. She bit her fingertip and dripped a drop of her blood, the size of a fingernail, into the heaven-refining god-slaying array. This was no ordinary blood, but the blood of the ancient divine veins. Buzz. As the ancient divine blood entered, the entire heaven-refining god-slaying array erupted in a dazzling golden light. The formation began to shrink, from 100,000 feet down to 10,000 feet, and continued to shrink. As the array contracted, the heavenly emperors within it felt the overwhelming refining force growing more intense. The sword monarch gripped his black sword tightly, prepared to shatter the formation at any moment. However, when the heaven-refining god-slaying array shrank to several thousand feet, it began to tremble violently. In that instant, Jing's face changed drastically. At the same time, as a cold smile curved across Xiao's lips, a stream of crimson blood shot out of Jing's mouth. Not good. After spitting the blood, Jing quickly pressed her hand to her chest, cursing inwardly, "Damn it, the wounds from before. They've flared up now." As Jing's internal injuries erupted, the heaven-refining god-slaying array was struck as well. Cracks quickly spread across the formation, and in the horrified gaze of Jing, the entire array collapsed. Clatter! The collapsing heaven-refining god-slaying array shattered into countless golden fragments, raining down from the sky like a golden storm. In the dark sky, it appeared incredibly beautiful. With her strength exhausted, Jing's body grew weak, and she fell from the sky toward the Blackwater Sea below. Is it over, like this? Jing felt her vision blur as she plummeted toward the black water. Her injured body grew weaker by the second, and all that escaped her throat was a whispered, regretful murmur. "Xun'er, I'm sorry." How boring. This so-called goddess is nothing special after all, Xiao said disdainfully, watching Jing fall toward the black water. He turned to a heavenly emperor beside him and ordered, "Destroy her body." Yes. A heavenly emperor immediately moved, swiftly flying towards Jing below. Amid the countless golden fire fragments in the sky, even a heavenly emperor like him dared not recklessly use spatial traversal. Therefore, he could only fly directly. Whoosh! The Heavenly Emperor's figure weaved through the numerous golden fire fragments with great agility, dodging each piece skillfully. In just a few breaths, he was within 100-foot radius of Qingyan Qian, who was only a few feet away from the Blackwater. However, at this moment, a terrifying vibration, beyond anyone's expectations, swept through the entire Blackwater Sea. From above, Sword Monarch and White Evil were horrified to see the space in front of the Heavenly Emperor who was charging towards Qingyan Qian collapse. Out of the crumbling black space, a figure stepped forward. The figure appeared to be a middle-aged man. His expression was calm, but the Heavenly Emperor, rushing towards Qingyan Qian, suddenly changed his complexion. Before he could react, a grayish cold light shot out from the man's hand, landing directly on the Heavenly Emperor. The world fell into silence. In this stillness, White Evil and the others above looked at the man who had appeared with astonished gazes. They weren't looking at the gray stone axe in his hand, but at the enormous space rift that appeared between heaven and earth. The rift stretched endlessly, and before it, the Heavenly Emperor had been reduced to nothing but a horrified head, with the rest of his body completely obliterated, not even a trace of black energy remaining. Meanwhile, below, in the Blackwater, Qingyan Jing, who had expected to fall into the filthy water, found herself instead caught in midair by a pair of arms. Struggling to open her eyes, she saw a figure in a black robe, a man she didn't recognize. Yet, she heard him speak. "Xun'er, where is she?" As those words reached Qingyan Jing's ears, her near-unconscious mind suddenly snapped to full awareness. Not by her own will, but something else was at work. Whoosh! A green flame enveloped her from all directions, surrounding her completely. However, the green fire didn't burn her but instead brought a lifelike vitality, restoring Qingyan Jing's strength. Within just a few breaths, she regained clear consciousness. "I can stand on my own now," Qingyan Jing murmured. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yin gently set Qingyan Jing down. With the slight bit of spiritual energy that had returned to her body, she was able to hover in the air. As she attempted to dispel the green fire surrounding her, the flames instead entered her body. The flame of all living beings can help you recover your strength, though it's limited, Xiao Yin explained, scanning the surrounding blackened sky. He frowned, then asked, "Where is Xun'er? You must be the Xiao Yin Xun'er often mentions, right?" Qingyan Jing's beautiful eyes narrowed slightly. She looked Xiao Yin up and down before speaking. "Yes, I'm her husband. I don't know who you are, but thank you for taking care of her over the years," Xiao Yin replied calmly. "I've temporarily placed her in a safe location," Qingyan Jing said. She then raised her hand, and Xiao Yin saw a delicate black divine tower manifest in her palm. The Futu divine tower? Seeing the black divine tower, Xiao Yin immediately recognized it, his expression frozen. He had seen it in the first shattered world of the Doqi continent, so there was no mistaking it now. "You're from the primordial divine clan, aren't you?" "That's not important right now," Qingyan Jing replied, holding the divine tower in her hand. With a thought, a figure shot out from the tower, revealing Xun'er, who had been forcibly sealed inside. "Jing, are you all right?" Xun'er, now freed, landed next to Qingyan Jing, her face filled with concern. She knew that Qingyan Jing had pulled her into the Futu Divine Tower to protect her from the battle. "Don't worry about me. Look who's here, who is coming." Upon hearing Qingyan Jing's words, Xun'er was momentarily stunned, then slowly turned her gaze behind her, filled with questions. At the same time, a familiar figure in a black robe gradually came into view. In this person's smile, Xun'er saw the unwavering confidence and an indomitable presence that defied heaven and earth. Xiao Yin brother. It was as if she had witnessed a miracle. Xun'er stood frozen in place, her voice a soft murmur. Soon after, tears welled up in her eyes, and she rushed into his embrace. "I'm sorry for not finding you all these years." Holding Xun'er close, Xiao Yin smiled gently, speaking softly. He tightened his grip on her. This was an embrace that had been 8 years in the making. However, just as Xiao Yin and Xun'er embraced, a terrifying and sharp sword energy erupted above, splitting the sky. Following a shrill sound that echoed between heaven and earth, a black sword aura, powerful enough to sever the very fabric of reality, surged downward toward Xiao. The formidable black sword aura sliced through space, leaving a perfectly smooth path in its wake, demonstrating its sharpness. Yet, below, Xiao remained completely unfazed, still relishing the long-awaited embrace. At this moment, even if the heavens were to collapse, he might not take notice. Do not harm my friends casually. Just as the terrifying black sword aura approached Xiao, a deep voice resonated through the air. Suddenly, a figure holding a gray stone axe in one hand and a blackened head in the other appeared nearby. It was Tai Pang. Facing the incoming black sword aura, Tai Pang's gaze sharpened slightly. He spun the stone axe in his hand, releasing a terrifying aura from within. As Tai Pang swung the gray stone axe, it collided violently with the black sword aura. The two forces crashed together, shattering into fragments, and the resulting energy tore open massive chasms in the black water ocean below. Yet, behind Tai Pang, Xun'er and Xiao remained unharmed in their embrace, along with Qing Yinjing standing nearby. Qing Yinjing looked at Tai Pang with a hint of surprise. Though she sensed that Tai Pang had reached the lower heavenly supreme realm, that black sword strike was not typically something a lower heavenly supreme could withstand. In reality, Tai Pang had deflected that strike with apparent ease. Tisk! Up in the sky, the sword monarch, who had just attacked, let out a snort upon seeing his strike blocked. He shifted his gaze to Tai Pang, who was standing in front of Xiao. At that moment, the two locked eyes, forming an intense standoff. The sword monarch seethed with anger as he noticed that Tai Pang's eyes were filled with disdain. A mere lower heavenly supreme thinks he can look at this king like that, blocking my strike and feeling proud? The sword monarch shouted, glaring at Tai Pang. Meanwhile, Tai Pang glanced at the blackened head in his hand, the head of the heavenly emperor he had just decapitated with a single swing. The head was thrashing violently, black energy swirling around it. This surge of dark power was rapidly weakening. Damn it! Why can't I restore my body? The head of the heavenly emperor roared in fury. He had exhausted all his strength trying to recover the body that Tai Pang had severed but found it utterly futile. Give it up. The heavenly axe was specifically crafted to deal with evil demons like you. If you suffer damage from it, you can forget about recovery, Tai Pang replied, and then a flame of intertwined black and white surged from his hand, enveloping the blackened head. It was the primordial sacred flame. Ah, you bastard! The head encased in the primordial sacred flame let out a chilling scream. It knew that Tai Pang intended to annihilate it outright. In a desperate act, it tried to unleash the evil power hidden within, preparing for self-detonation. Bastard! A maddening roar erupted from the mouth of the heavenly emperor's head. Following this, a wave of destructive energy spread from the head, but just as the heavenly emperor was about to self-destruct, Tai Pang smiled. He then grasped the heavenly emperor's head firmly and hurled it with great force. Whoosh! The heavenly emperor's head was thrown at high speed by Tai Pang, landing millions of miles away. There, the massive black water trench formed earlier from the clash of Tai Pang's sword and the sword monarch's axe had not yet healed. The heavenly emperor's head was directly thrown into that trench. Afterward, as terrifying destructive waves spread from the bottom of the trench, an explosion of destruction that could rival the self-detonation of a heavenly supreme swept across the surrounding heavens and earth for millions of miles. Boom, boom, boom. The explosion made the entire great domain of alchemical spirits tremble. Countless massive cracks tore across the sky due to the shockwave, through which the previously sealed spiritual energy of the heavens and earth surged back into this blackened world, counteracting the invading evil demon energy. After several breaths, the terrifying explosion finally subsided. What appeared before everyone was a massive circular abyss, millions of miles wide. Below, an endless darkness stretched out. This darkness was not the result of evil demon energy but true, natural darkness. At the edge of the vast abyss stood Tai Pang, holding a stone axe, suspended in midair. His expression remained calm. Behind him stood Xiao, Xun'er, and Qing Yanjing, who had released their embrace. This guy, he actually forced one of our heavenly emperors to self-destruct. A heavenly emperor in the sky, seeing how easily Tai Pang had caused one of their own to self-destruct, was enraged. Reinforcements? This is truly unexpected, said Bai Xie, gazing at Xiao Yin and Tai Pang with a serious expression. The information from the evil ancestor didn't mention these two unexpected arrivals. But two mere lower heavenly supremes, do they really think they can stop us? Bai Xie said, but as soon as his words fell, there was a sudden roar from nearly 10 million miles away, and the heavens and earth collapsed, creating two enormous spatial rifts, each hundreds of thousands of miles wide. Through these rifts, external light began to pour into the darkened world. Within the rifts, Bai Xie saw a massive amethyst golden true dragon extend its head from one, while from the other, a colossal wave of primordial sacred flames surged out. Such darkness, it's no wonder that those who grow in such an environment become so twisted, said the amethyst golden true dragon. With its massive claws, it tore apart the dark sky, while across the rift, the primordial sacred flames swept across, turning the black heavens into ash. With the combined force of the amethyst golden true dragon and the primordial sacred flame, the dark sky was finally torn open, revealing a vast, millions of miles wide azure region. Through this region, beams of sunlight finally poured into the dark world, and the spiritual energy, rushing in like a torrent, swept toward the black water ocean, attempting to repel the invaders. Buzz. Once the sky was torn open, the force of the heavens and earth itself would gradually dispel the darkness. So the mission of the amethyst golden true dragon and primordial sacred flame was complete. They descended from the sky, transforming into two figures, Long Yuan and primordial sacred flame in their true forms. Long Yuan and primordial sacred flame flew to Xiao Yan's side, their gazes fixed on the sky. Indeed, they are from the extraterritorial evil clan, Long Yuan said solemnly as he looked at the five figures in the sky. He hadn't expected that the three heavenly supremes chasing Xun'er were from the extraterritorial evil clan. Moreover, he noted an inconsistency in the information. There were more heavenly emperors than expected. This number, it's not just 3. Thank you both, seniors, for tearing open the heavens. Without that, the battle ahead would be extremely disadvantageous for us. You're speaking too soon. The current situation is actually quite unfavorable, isn't it? Said the primordial sacred flame. He could sense that, among the 5 individuals in the sky, the 2 weakest were at the lower heavenly supreme level, comparable to lower heavenly emperors. Above them were 2 others, akin to upper heavenly supremes, the central heavenly emperors. But what pressured the primordial sacred flame the most was the young man in white. Only this person was completely beyond his understanding. Do you realize how unfavorable this is for you and still refuse to leave? At that moment, in the sky, White Evil's anger flared after seeing Long Yuan and the primordial sacred flame appear one by one. He was enraged. He couldn't tolerate this situation. What was supposed to be a well-planned event had been suddenly disrupted by a group of unknown people. Rumble. A terrifying aura, one that nearly seemed to transcend the very heavens and earth, erupted from White Evil's body. Feeling this oppressive aura, the primordial sacred flame, Long Yuan, and Xiao Yin all grew gravely serious. It was then that they finally realized what their biggest problem was. White Evil's aura had far surpassed that of an ordinary central heavenly emperor or upper heavenly supreme. The power was even pushing close to the perfected heavenly supreme. This overwhelming force exceeded the combined strength of everyone present. TSK. What is this? However, just as White Evil prepared to crush Xiao Yin and the others with his overpowering strength, another voice, one filled with a sense of lament, echoed across the darkened skies. Along with this voice came a force that was no weaker than White Evil's. Sensing the sudden surge of power, White Evil's furious expression slowly turned into one of shock. He saw 2 distorted figures slowly stepping out of the space in front of Xiao Yin and the others. When the distortion stabilized, 2 sharply contrasting individuals stood before Xiao Yan's group. One of them was an old farmer with a hoe slung over his shoulder, and a straw hat atop his head. His appearance was so humble, it almost seemed pitiful. Beside him stood the complete opposite, a man dressed in a dark golden robe, appearing to be middle-aged. His fingers were adorned with extravagant rings that gleamed with an air of luxury. The old farmer scanned the darkened world before him, then turned to glare at white evil in the sky. His angry voice rang out.